Hello and welcome to another video from thefanpub.com. Got Sean with me again.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I like these mock drafts, and this should be a good one.
Yeah, this is the taking a QB and tight end late in the draft.
This has become more of a kind of an expert's way of picking, hasn't it? Over the last couple of years, the experts have started recommending this a lot, and I guess this kind of fits in with things that we've noticed over the last 2 years, isn't it? We were saying tight end points are all very similar. Quarterbacks, you can pick up a good one no matter what league size late, so this should suit us down to the ground. We're really going to be loading up with wide receivers and running backs, aren't we, over the first 8?
Yeah, we're trying to fill our team full of studs, really, aren't we?
Indeed, that's the idea, so we're going to do our best to do that.
Right, let's randomise it.
And are we going to try and avoid a little exposure to rookies, but as minimal as possible?
Yeah, because we want solid picks. So we got pick 3, so
that's quite good.
Let's get into
it. So that throws a quandary up straight away, but not a bad one at all to have. It just depends who falls here. Okay, we have got a quandary. They've left us with Ezekiel.
Yeah, I mean, at the time we're recording, we don't know what. We think Elliott's going to get a small
short ban. 1 or 2 games max. I still would pick him.
I would as well.
I'm not going to hesitate.
I think he would take a ban of 4 games. We saw with Bell last year that
we believe it's short. We're going to go on that hunch, and we think it'll end up being a 1-game ban. So I'm not going to hesitate. And if I'm going to miss him for 1 game, well, no harm done. Let's take a stud running back and move on behind one of the best, arguably the best line in the league. And let's see who else is out there. Now, we've got some interesting players here. We're not taking a tight end, so Rob Gronkowski's off the table. Who there do you particularly like that they're recommending? They're giving us Gurley, Cooper, Gronk, obviously, we've discussed.
Well, Gurley's on our avoid list this year.
Yeah, I don't fancy him. I don't mind Amari Cooper or Doug Baldwin, I quite like. Who else is out there that we could put on this list?
I think Doug Baldwin's the 10th wide receiver in points last year, and Amari Cooper was 12th, I believe.
Yeah.
But you can see that, with Carr, he's a gunslinger, it's a great O-line. He's a guy that could take a big step forward.
But I think if we're playing for safety, I think we take Doug Baldwin, and the reason we take him is Russell Wilson's back. Russell Wilson until he was injured, has always been a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, but more for running than I'd take Cooper personally.
Okay, so there's a debate on here. I'm willing to go with Cooper with you. I like him. I'm a fan, so it won't take a lot to persuade.
And he's got a later bye week, so we haven't got to worry about.
That's a nice call as well.
Are you happy? I mean,
yeah, I'm not disappointed. I knew it was going to be a wide receiver. Just simply looking at the board, I wasn't going to take another running back because we've got a stud, and I don't really fancy Gurley and then trying to mix in a younger, maybe Isaiah Crowley. Don't want that.
I mean, when you're doing it, you can pick one you prefer.
Baldwin if you prefer, but I'll happily go with Amari Cooper. I know he's exciting. It was great fun to watch. So certainly the ceiling's higher. Now we have got options. I mean, they've left us still with Isaiah Crowell. That looks quite good value at this point. Carlos Hyde's there. We know the risks involved.
Of course, he's trying to troll us by offering us Aaron Rodgers because it knows
we can't take him no matter how tempting that would be. So we'll leave it alone and continue looking at other options.
Crowell's a bit up and down for me.
Yeah, you've highlighted very well the inconsistencies, and as we're trying to play for safety, I think we have to also rule him out. Who else is also there that we could think about? Carlos Hyde, possibly. We know Joe Williams is very late, so we could try to combine the two and see how that pans out.
I would be between Robinson and Hyde for me. Demaryius Thomas is steady but unspectacular last season, wasn't he? And you can't see it changing a lot this year.
What about looking a little bit down on the other wide receivers that could be available? Don't you like the Cook situation for this year? I mean, he's solid. Demaryius Thomas is very solid with an improved quarterback. Both of those are very good. We both like New England's schedule, so I mean, there's quite a lot to like. But I mean, again, we don't know how he's going to work Cooks with Tom Brady. But I mean, Tom Brady makes everybody look good, doesn't he?
Okay, well, I'm not a massive fan of Allen Robinson, I have to admit.
I'm not so.
I took the last one. I'll put this one on.
I'm not so high on him. I'm going to play for safety. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take Brandon Cooks off the list that's not shown. And the reason I'm going for it is New England have a good schedule. I like the situation that it presents itself with, and I just think if we're playing for this is our 4th pick, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty decent quarterback, Brady, isn't he? So.
Yeah, I think we can live with it. Or I should say 3rd pick, sorry, but it's a pretty solid 3rd pick and gives you 2 good wide receivers to anchor your team round. And we still got plenty more to add. There is a great stack. I would be tempted in any other league format to go with it, but in this situation we've got to swerve. So we're going to be looking at what other players available. Now, Spencer Ware's there, T.Y. Montgomery.
Ty
Montgomery. I've got to get that bit right someday.
It'll happen.
I'm sure he'll if you want to send me your autograph in, Ty, that'd be very kind. Okay. Terrell Pryor looks good. Jarvis Landry looks good. I like those. Both those look really tempting here.
Yeah, which one do you want to...
Well, the safest one is Jarvis Landry, but the one that's got the moon written all over it is Terrell Pryor. I like Terrell Pryor.
Is that who you want to go with?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I'm
very much.
I'm happy to go with
much
him.
higher ceiling there.
He showed he had the talent last year,
and I think it could be very exciting.
and he's got size.
And we still end up with the option here of grabbing one of those running backs. I mean, I think we should, because we're trying to balance the team. I mean, would you be tempted here to take Ty Montgomery? I would be.
Yeah.
With the way it's fallen.
I mean, we can draft Williams, can't we, later on? So.
Yeah, we can look to try and draft Williams and get the handcuff, and that seems like a sensible plan.
Yeah,
but,
so if Ty Montgomery...
And it doesn't have to be inside the first
Ty Montgomery doesn't work out,
yeah.
then you can...
I'm happy with that. We've got options here. Again, this is interesting. There's Tevin Coleman. That looks good.
Ooh.
Old Martavis Bryant sitting there. We never refuse him at this point of the draft.
He's a no-brainer for us.
For us, we just think it's too tempting and too valuable. And particularly when you add him to the list of receivers you've already got, you'd be very happy to use him in a flex position, actually.
He's by far the best player I'd be the most excited about.
You know, if Cooks doesn't work out for the first few weeks, you'd be very happy to sprinkle Martavis Bryant in. You'd also be tempted to put him in on home games. There's a lot you could do with that pick.
Yeah, so you can mix and match on that.
I quite like that.
And if Pryor doesn't work out for any reason, you've still got...
We still need a bit of running back depth. We've got some options. Now, I'm a huge fan of Frank Gore. He's so steady. What do you think to him here?
He's one of those players, he's unspectacular. He was still a running back 1. That's 12 overall last year. And he isn't quick, he isn't exciting, but he's really solid.
I mean, we're looking at a team where we're looking to put 8 good players on the board to give us some stability for a season.
And if Ty Montgomery doesn't work out, then he's a solid player to put in.
I know it's unexciting, but you look around what is available at running back here. Amir Abdullah I can't trust. Bilal Powell, I don't like the schedule. I don't like the way the team is set up, concerns me. Amir Abdullah I think is a bit glass, so we can rule them out. And you start going, if you could go down a little bit further down the list.
Yeah, we've got Jonathan Stewart and Paul Perkins.
Now, Jonathan Stewart, I would definitely have be kind of more. I might even be more interested in because I'm kind of a bit worried about Christian McCaffrey, but I think we've got a chance to get him on a bounce back.
So, do you want to go Gore next?
I do, yeah. I want to take the solid veteran because he was so great last year. Why wouldn't I want to add him to my bench?
Well, exactly, yeah.
You know, he does such a good job. And here we go. Let's see what else comes out. There is Jonathan Stewart is still there, so that was a good hunch that he's still sitting there, and he's the next running back potentially off the board. There's Stefan Diggs is out there still, so that's not bad either. But we've got a really good base. I just think we should supplement. We should put Jonathan Stewart in.
I totally agree with you.
Just to support the team we're building.
At this point, I mean, he's been totally underdrafted. McCaffrey's been overhyped, and
this is great value.
He's value here. You've got
let's see currently. Just have a little peek. We've currently is that 7 players we've done 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we can go.
Yeah, we've got 4 running backs and 4 wide receivers.
We can now go off piece. Look who's sitting there at quarterback. We've got 2 good ones. We've got Kirk Cousins and Jameis Winston. I'm happy to take Cousins.
I am as well. We've got
really
the stack with Pryor as well. So
yeah, I'm very happy with that. That really excites me, and we didn't even have to work for it. And it just fell to us, and that was great.
I'd be really, really happy if that happened.
You know, that was a lovely situation in the 12-man, and we can look at what is the best players available, so we can really look around now. We could think about time, but I think we can probably wait.
Rawls, Johnson, Charles, Sproles,
Joe Williams.
But I think
he will fall to later. A couple of those will fall. Mike Wallace is good value there. Tyrell Williams, you love.
I love Tyrell Williams.
I think we should grab a bit of Tyrell Williams before he
disappears. I mean, the other thing is Zach Ertz. Do we want to take time yet, or do you want to wait even further?
To be honest, in this 12-man league, even if we fall down and end up with an Antonio Gates, I can kind of live with it. It's solid fantasy numbers. That's all. I'm more interested in the stud players here. So I'm happy to wait. I mean, Zach Ertz is nice, don't get me wrong, but we don't really
So who do you want to take?
I like T.Y.
Tyrell,
yeah.
Tyrell Williams.
Yeah, I like him. Anybody with a T.Y., I'm going to call him T.Y. I do like it. I think it's a great pick here. There's still got a tight end. I mean, Jack Doyle, I wouldn't mind that here. I just think the touchdowns are great to have.
Yeah, he's with what about Eric Ebron?
Again, I can see where everybody's saying fantasy-wise with the numbers going up, but the touchdowns have always been a weak point.
He actually came out and said he's really excited about his role in the offense for the first time since he joined them.
I mean, if we go with Eric,
but they've obviously been telling him.
Well, if we go with Eric Ebron, what are we shooting for? Are we thinking he's a top of the pack kind of tight end, or do we think is he going to take another jump? Is he going to be 900 yards?
I just think he's someone who might take a step up and be value at this point.
And I guess even if we do take him here, which isn't a bad call, we can still take another one as a safety blanket and see mix and match him a little bit if we need to later on. But I think I'd just take the one tight end and fill the bench a bit more. So okay, let's go with Eric Ebron with the upside and go with the experts on the ceiling here. Let's see how that pans out.
Let's see if we can pick up some...
Sometimes you don't have to outthink yourself, just go with the consensus.
Right, so Defense, we've got Kansas, if you want to look at them. Tight end, we don't need to worry about.
No. We can keep building, actually.
Two interesting cuts, because Jaquiz might play the first 3 games.
Yeah, that's quite nice.
Rex Burkhead, might do something with the Patriots. But
yeah, but we probably can pick him up a bit
Jonathan
later.
Williams also interesting.
Mike
Wallace is still there. Can we turn him down?
We can't turn... the way I'd look at it, the 3 running backs you've mentioned all have merit and definitely consideration.
But Mike Wallace
is just instant start. There's value there. You've got to take it. If something happens to one of your starters, you can plug him in and play and carry on.
And he'll do you a job, won't he? Do you a job.
You can plug and play, and you wouldn't skip a beat. Your team will still roll on. Now you can look at those running backs and see who's still available. Some of them have gone, but Rex Burkhead's still there, and so is Jonathan Williams. It looks like we could probably sit and wait for Jonathan Williams to fall to us. I think he would.
Yeah.
Is there something you want to do a little bit off-piste here? Do you want to look at a defence now?
Let's see if there's anyone. Kansas is still there.
That's too good. That is really good value. I mean, considering the team we're building, wouldn't you be happy taking them now, not waiting?
I'm very happy with them.
I'd rather take them because we know there are running backs that will fall to us.
Plus, they finished with 3. I believe they finished with 3 home games for the playoffs.
That's a very good point, and I nearly spilt the tea as I said that. So got excited about that.
That's something you should do, Sean.
I'll have to mop that up in a minute. That sounds awful. Okay, so
now we're looking at shots, aren't we? So. Yeah.
Well, we talked about...
I'd rather go load up on running back.
I think Jonathan Williams went off the board, didn't he? Yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah, he did go. Well, that's fine. I mean, sometimes these things happen, and that's what happens. So we have to now forget that.
Still there?
We have to take him. And the reason we take him is we think Mike Gillesley gets the main role. We believe that. But if anything should happen, doghouse, injury, this guy will get the next man up, I think. So it's worth a shot.
White will have a role as well, but he's a pass catcher, really.
So we're now down to the final couple of picks. It looks a really solid team. We can talk about it in a minute. Now we just need to... Ted Ginn's good value. I like that.
As we speak, Donta Foreman's just been arrested.
We can't touch him.
So we don't know if he's going to be clear.
Yeah, we won't. I still wouldn't touch him even if it will end up being a misdemeanor situation.
Right. Players that interest me, you got McFadden, who's our backup if Zeke misses games.
I think
we could throw him in and he could be an RB1.
I do. And you know what? Who else I would like to take rather than the kicker at this stage and see how it pans out if he's still there? Take Darren McFadden now and then take Zay Jones next.
Okay.
Because we can go with a rookie that late. Take a flyer on him. He looks interesting. He's literally could be their number 2. Okay, I quite like that, Steve.
I mean, pass catcher.
Yeah.
He's going to be a backup at best, but quite an exciting one. Sims is a pass catcher, and he's got to fight off McNichols.
Yeah.
Chris Ivory speaks for itself. Donta Foreman's has been arrested. Jarrett McKinnon's a third choice. Booker's probably a third choice.
None of that really excites us. McNichols we like, but for different reasons. Smallwood, we're not sure how that's going to all pan out the height.
The guy from Police Academy.
So
James Conner is kind of interesting.
Did Zay Jones go? I think no, he's still just there, so he's just available. It's worth a punt here at this late.
I mean, he could well start opposite Sammy Watkins.
And we'll know by the time
Sammy the Boot Watkins.
We see how training camp and pre-season go, and then make a decision. If he didn't pan out, we could drop him, pick a kicker up, or we could lose someone else.
I'm more than happy to take a flyer on Zay Jones.
And you know what? That looks a really good team. I mean, it only gave us a C, which I think is ridiculous, really. Actually, when you look at that team, let's be honest. Look. You've got Kirk Cousins. I think you could argue that's a top 7-8 QB quite comfortably. I can't see any reason why
he was 4th or 5th last year?
Yeah, I mean, you can't fall far off that, I think, this year. Obviously, Elliott does have some question marks, but we've got enough depth at running back.
We've got McFadden to cover his any weeks he misses.
So we're looking solid.
And cheap.
We've got a running back that can sit opposite him, I think, through the season, because you've got 3. You've got Ty Montgomery. We'll get there in the end. We've got Frank Gore, steady, and Jonathan Stewart. All of those you could plug and play. You could actually take your pick of who's actually playing the most consistent and put them in. So I don't think that's bad. Now, wide receivers...
And we've got Rex Burkhead as well.
Wide receivers are excellent. So I'm happy. I don't mind the grade. I think that's a good team, and I think that's a playoff team. The question is, do you? That's the question. Do you, the audience, agree?
Well,
solid team.
Cooper and Cooks, they were both top 12, wide receiver ones. Martavis Bryant could be a wide receiver one. He's that talented.
Yeah, you would love to have.
Terrell Williams put up 160, 170 points this year. Same with Mike Wallace.
Mike Wallace is solid. I mean, there may be the age and stuff, but we're talking about if anything happens, you've got a player you can plug and put in. Doesn't have to be a starter.
Look at their wide receivers. We got Macklin also old. Perryman can't stay on the field.
Yeah.
I haven't really done anything.
I would rather have a Mike Wallace just as a reserve role, and if you need him in case of glass, put him out there.
And you know,
And literally
Burke
in case of
Jones
glass, you know.
are late round flyer. We don't need a kicker. Why do you need it? You can pick that up in the 12-man league anytime you like.
I'm sure they might have given us 84, 85. We put a kicker in, but without it, that's fine. I'm happy with that grade, and that's a good team.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah.
Do you like? I mean, Eric Ebron for. Do anyone like his upside this year?
Yeah, I'm interested to hear what people think, and also as well, you know, we did sit and wait. We did a traditional experts draft. We didn't panic on the quarterback. A nice one fell to us, which was great. I think the league size helped with that, which was always very good. And we were able to wait till round 9 to pick one up, and that was fantastic. And then we still had options even around 9. We had Jameis Winston and Kirk Cousins, so there's a lot to like about that strategy.
Yeah, there's plenty of quarterbats out there, so don't necessarily.
And still ended up with a decent tight end, really. I suppose can't knock it. Nice pack player, cook tight end, can't go wrong.
Okay, if you've enjoyed the video, please smack that like button and think about subscribing. We've got loads of content out there. We've had lots of nice comments off people. Americans they hear a couple of Brits and they think, wow, how do they know this stuff? I mean,
well, what a sexy voice that Al's got. That's what they say.
That's not what they say, Sean. It's you. Anyway, thanks very much for listening.